Chapter 7, Staff Training for Inclusion. Leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. An ecological approach. There is a continuous interaction, direct interaction and indirect interaction between people and environment in which they live. Here's figure 7.1. You can see the social ecology model. You can learn more about this in the book, but you've got the individual with a disability and this continuum of attitudes, support, environment, and social influences. Environment, family relationships, school settings, peer groups, social class, religious affiliation, culture and society, and any other organizations. Environmental systems, microsystem, mesosystem, exosystem, macrosystem. People interact with these categories of social organizations. Ecological concepts. Interdependence is paramount. No person is totally independent. Community assets are as important as individual skills and abilities, and flaws in the environment may need to be addressed or modified to allow healthy interdependence. Supportive recreation inclusion model includes designing less restrictive leisure environments, maximizing supports, empowering attainment of independence, and components include needs and interests, support systems, recreation service providers, and community at large. Camp counselors and other personnel who interact directly with clients should be capable and prepared, but also should be able to make clients comfortable in their recreation experience. Creating community change, a revision of the ways that people and institutions think, behave, and use their resources to fundamentally affect the types, quality, and degree of service delivery to children and their families. Recreation programs are a mechanism for such change. Community change and recreation programs consider the following: efficiency and effectiveness of delivery, availability and usability of agency resources, agency policies and their impact, the unintended and intended, and consider potential effect on all community members. The importance of training. Many recreation providers feel undertrained. Training can help us understand disability, learn specific support techniques for all, and recognize similarities among people. We must commit to learning how to communicate respect for all people, examine our own biases and beliefs, make respectful accommodations, and collaborate with colleagues. Communicating respect through language is person-first language. Always put the person before the disability, people with disabilities instead of the disabled. A sincere effort to use respectful language, respect different preferences as well. The deaf community often prefers deaf rather than a person who is deaf. Some persons with autism prefer autistic. Some examples: person first, person with a disability or handicap, a child with autism, Joe has intellectual disability, children without disabilities, peers without disabilities, Joe uses a wheelchair. Not person first would be handicapped, disabled, autistic child, retarded, typically developing, able-bodied, Joe is confined to a wheelchair, wheelchair bound. So it's a very big example on how we talk about these specific things, and some ways are just less offensive than others. Other considerations refer to a disability only when necessary. Joe is a boy who likes to play soccer versus Joe is a boy with a disability. Avoid derogatory slang. That's gay, you're so lame, don't be an Indian giver, I think I can Jew him down to a lower price. Train staff to realize the impact of language. Examine your own biases. Potential sources of biases can be archaic terms, cultural background and related beliefs, past experiences, or lack of experience interacting with people. Biases show through in delivery services, so recognizing biases allow you to consider alternative views and explore options. Make respectful accommodations. ADA requires public programs to make reasonable modifications. Focus on the spirit of the law. Find a way to make it work rather than focus on having to make it work. Accommodation guidelines: provide only when necessary. Fade or eliminate prompts when possible. Get info from participant and family. Do not ask about the specific nature of the disability or for a diagnosis. Do ask about strengths, interests, and where support is needed, and explain activity and ask for input. Collaborate with your community. Training extends into the community. Identify clients' micro and mesosystems. Get ideas from others who work with clients, teachers or specialists, other recreational professionals, and use information and resource sharing. Beginning the inclusion process needs to be your mission statement, your mission policies, your intake and enrollment process, your facility and program offerings, and your commitment to training. Your mission statement, does it welcome all? Using the words all conveys philosophy, inspire and enabling all young people to realize their full potential as productive, responsible, and caring citizens. And that's from the Boys and Girl Scouts of America. When revising, respect history, include stakeholders, and build consistency. Emission policies, are they rigid? Are they skill-based? No flotation devices allowed. Child must be able to ... Demanding prerequisite skills can lead to unintended exclusion. Intake and enrollment process, start with a phone call of inquiry. Who's answering your phone? Do they understand your philosophy? First, contact the registration form. What to ask, what not to ask. Invite the parent or participant to visit. Facility and program offerings. Consider facilities and programs. Involve all levels of employees in planning and use a top-down, bottom-up approach. Commitment to training. Turnover rates. Ongoing training maintains consistency. Go beyond awareness to skill, knowledge, and new hire orientation and continued development of seasoned staff. In summary, we are part of a larger social system. Systems should serve all of the community. Engage the system at all levels. Always question effectiveness and efficiency. Acknowledge similarities we all share and continually engage the inclusion process.